All right, and hello, welcome back to Public Speaking COM 231, the online version of the class. And today is March 24th, 2020. This would be the day that in our normal world you would have given your informative speeches in person in front of the class. But because of everything that's going on, we obviously can't do that. Just wanted to kind of go over a few things with you. And I have the syllabus on the screen here. This is the same one that I showed you last week because the majority of the stuff that's due is coming up due this week. And I'm not going to go over any slides or anything tonight because the focus should be on working on your informative speeches. Okay, so anyone that has sent me your rough draft of the informative speech, it was due on Sunday. I received it from many of us, but if you haven't sent it to me, please get it to me as soon as possible so I can give you some feedback, and then you'll be ready to go for your informative speech and the final outline, which is due on March 27th. Okay, so as we discussed, you'll record your speech, you'll upload it to YouTube, and you'll post the link in the discussion board. And then you'll respond to 3 of your classmates' speeches in the discussion board by 11:59 p.m. on March the 29th. And if you do that and you give good feedback, you'll get up to 10 points added to your own speech grade. Just a couple other things on here. Our Launchpad quizzes, they're coming up due on March the 29th. Your test 2 will open. It is open, excuse me, and it'll be due on March 29th as well, okay? And your annotated bibliography is due on March 27th. So if you, again, need some assistance with looking through the NC Live or the Gaston College Library, refer back to the previous video that I made where I walked you through how to do it. That website is awesome. It's going to help you create your citations for your annotated bibliography. It should have everything or most everything in it that you would need for your assignment. Okay, so again, today would be when you would give your informative speech in class. So really just wanted to make this video to review and inform you of a few things, to check in, make sure everything's okay. One thing that I wanted to mention, I need you to stay with me, right? Because Gaston College we're still working through how to mark people as absent from class in this new online reality that we're living in for this course. And so I need you to stay in contact. I need you to do the work. I need to see effort, just like we had discussed many times before, both in person and in these videos. There are a couple people in class who I haven't heard anything from really since we did our personal experience speech. So think about how long ago that really felt with everything going on in the world. And I'm gonna reach out to you individually, but if something doesn't change with that, then we're gonna have to mark you as incomplete, and I really don't want to do that. So anyway, point being, stay in contact. Do the work, turn it in by the due date, and so that way I don't have to mark you as absent, okay? One thing I wanted to mention as well, so we have Blackboard Collaborate, and I'm not sure if you're have used that or are using that in any of your other classes, or if any of your other professors have mentioned that, but it's a live way where we can meet online and interact with each other. And if you're watching this video, then what I wanted to do is give you an opportunity for a few extra points on your test grade. And the way you would get those extra points is reply to me in an email telling me what your thoughts are on trying to meet live, whether it's Blackboard Collaborate or Zoom, even a Google Hangouts. And if you think it's a terrible idea, then that's fine. Or if you think it's a great idea, then that's fine. If we are going to try and do it, I do need a consensus from the class, or else I'm not going to try and do it. And we're getting emails saying that the Blackboard platform and Collaborate are being overwhelmed. It's moving very slowly, and it's not working for some people because of all the traffic that's on it now, because all these classes have moved online. So if we do receive a consensus that this is something that we want to do, then I believe it would make the most sense to do it during our normally scheduled time, which would be Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. I think there would be less traffic at that time versus, because it's an evening time versus your daytime courses, which, as you know, is when the majority of our courses are. So, this is dependent on a lot of things. Do you have a steady internet connection at your house or wherever you are participating in this? And is this something that you'd be interested in doing? Has your schedule changed in wake of this new reality that we're in? So please just tell me something. There's no wrong answer to it. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's not a good idea? And I'll see kind of what we all think about it, and then we'll take it from there. Because I think it would be a good idea, if possible, to do our persuasive and do our award speeches on Blackboard Collaborate, where we can interact with each other, because so much of public speaking is about the interaction between the speaker and the audience. And when you take the audience away, it's, it can have a very different impact. I don't know if you've seen any television shows that have been on here lately where there's no crowd. And some of these guys are doing their shows from home. I don't know if you've seen Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He's doing a whole monologue from his house, and in a video that's very similar to the one I'm making now. And that's the Tonight Show. And he's telling jokes, and he's doing his monologue, and there's no one laughing. There's no interaction. So it's really, you don't realize it until it's not there. And that's why, when you see these old TV shows and they have the laugh tracks, that's why they have them. Because that, even if it's a simulated interaction, like with a laugh track, it's still an interaction. And so we would be better served for the purposes of learning how to best public speak, to have an audience. And again, this reality that we're living in, we can't have an actual physical audience. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. It would be to your benefit if we could at least virtually meet and do our speeches, the persuasive and the award speech, not the informative speech that's due this week. So anyway, please send me some feedback on that. Tell me what you think, and there's no wrong or right answer to it. Okay, and I'll give you a few extra points because that demonstrates that you watched this video. And then also, speaking of extra points, the last time we met in class, I indicated that you could earn some extra points by giving some feedback on some videos that I had posted. And this is in your assignments folder in Blackboard. It's right at the top. And it seemed like, something that was easy and something where you could earn some extra points. And out of 17 people in the class, I got a response from one person. So this offer still stands if you'd like to get some extra credit points. So the idea of it was to again watch the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, because it's just one of the greatest, if not the greatest, speeches ever made. It's a key part of American history. It had a real impact on the Civil Rights Act that passed right after this speech or shortly thereafter. And this is just a great example. Pretty much every technique of speaking that we've discussed in this class, he does it in some way in this. And so it's worth watching it again. And then also I asked you to watch the Greatest Speakers series, Challenger, President Reagan's Challenger disaster speech. And it's only like a 5-minute long video, but it was in response to when the Challenger space shuttle exploded. And it killed everyone that was on board. And there was a school teacher that was on board. And so schools all over the country in 1986, elementary schools, they were watching this. And just a few seconds after this thing took off, it exploded. And even though Reagan is not giving this speech in front of a crowd, a live crowd, you see him understand his audience. His audience is shocked by what happened. America is shocked. And he specifically mentions in the speech, he has a message for the children that were watching it. And so it's just a great example of how a truly great and impactful speaker understands his or her audience. And so I thought that was a great speech to watch. And then finally, the Greatest Speaker series, Billy Graham at his best. It's a long video. You only need to watch 5 minutes of it, and you get the point. Billy Graham from Charlotte, a world famous preacher, one of the most famous of all time. He advised presidents. He was just an unbelievable speaker. And so these videos, and then finally the last one is the Oprah Winfrey 2019 Colorado College commencement. If you click on this link here and then scroll down, it has the YouTube video embedded in it, and it starts right at the point when Oprah comes out. And if that's not working for you, it says in the text of this website, it says at what minute mark that it starts. And she's an unbelievable speaker, just very motivational, very powerful speaker. She uses narrative and storytelling, and it is just amazing. And so if you wanted to watch these and then send me just some feedback, again, I don't want it to be oh, that was great and that's it. I'll give you a few extra points. Okay, so I wanted to, again, give you these opportunities to give you some extra points, because every point counts right now. Okay, so if you have any questions about anything, again, please let me know. Please stay with me. We're getting through this class. We're clearly more than halfway through this now. If you have any issues with your informative speech and the final outlines, which again are due on March 27th, please let me know. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing your speeches. And I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching this. Please reply back to me about if you'd like to try to meet in a virtual live environment. And if we get a consensus on that, then we'll do it. And I think it would be to your benefit to do it. And it would definitely be for mine as well, because I would like to interact with you again. Okay, well, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.